Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Well, I see today that Boris Johnson and the UK government have received a glowing review from one of their former ministers, Johnny Mercer, who resigned as Defence Minister yesterday, has offered his thoughts on Boris Johnson and the government. And well, he said it is the most distrustful and awful environment he has ever worked in. Says he was treated like shit throughout his time there. Compared the government to a cesspit. This is what he said. He said, "This is the most distrustful, awful environment I've ever worked in government. Almost nobody tells the truth, is what I've worked out over the last 36 hours. And I don't think anyone can really get on their high horse about trust and ethics and all the rest of it in politics, because as far as I'm concerned, most of it is a bit of a cesspit." This was said a couple of days ago, and today he has claimed Boris Johnson had surrounded himself with people who will endlessly tell you what you want to hear, and hit out at the way in which he left the government after he was sacked via text, a move he described as weak and embarrassing. The comments come after Mr. Mercer had already described the government as the most distrustful, awful environment he had ever worked in and compared UK politics to a cesspit, it says here. Mr. Mercer told The Telegraph that leadership is all about who you surround yourself with, in an apparent jibe at Mr. Johnson. He said, "If you surround yourself with desperately weak people who will endlessly tell you what you want to hear, driven by special advisors who have the classic combination of overconfidence blended perfectly with total ineptitude, you will get surprises," he said. So there you go, a glowing review of the government there by the now ex-defence minister. Now, don't know if you heard, but there is a protest on Saturday in London against the lockdown measures, against all of these policies that are being brought in by the government. The one that was just mentioned as being a cesspit of liars by their ex-defence minister, with their policies taking away people's freedoms and liberties. And this protest, March for Freedom, is on Saturday, 1 p.m, central London, and there is talk that this could be bigger than the last one, which of course was reported in the media as only being in the hundreds. They desperately tried to downplay the numbers in the media, and it was such an obvious lie, when there were clearly tens of thousands. Some claimed it was as big as 100,000. I don't know, it's hard to tell. There was a lot anyway. There is talk of this one being significantly bigger. Now, I've been told that there are significant railway works going on Saturday up and down the country. Hey, what a coincidence. That would be happening on that particular day. So just a heads up, if you are travelling down to London and you're planning to come down by train, best double check what's going on with the trains so you can plan an alternative way of getting there. I believe it says here what King's Cross station is closed between Friday, April the 23rd and Sunday, April the 25th. So double check with the trains so you can make alternative plans if you need to. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com to be updated with all new videos. We'll have a video up later on today, a lockdown news roundup. Loads of stuff in that. It will not be on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to hugotalks.com so you can be notified when that video is released today. See you later.